I'm Tom Newman. I'm here today to look at the importance of a warm-up for your home fingerboard routine. So why am I looking at the warm-up? The first obvious reason is injury prevention, and the second reason is to allow you to get more out of your session. You're going to struggle to get maximum gains from the session if you're not fully warmed up. So I'm going to take you into the first part of the warm-up I like to do now. Tend to go to the fingerboard, find two big handholds and just hang off them with slightly bent arms for a period of time. If you're not at a strength level yet where you find that a good warm-up level, you can always add in some assistance. So it can be as simple as getting a chair and just using it for the assistance. If you want to increase the intensity, you can always take one foot off and just hold that for a while. So from here, I'm just going to progress to some simple pull-ups. Again, it's a great way to kind of get the bigger muscle groups working. So as with the hangs we were doing earlier, we can use assistance in the form of a chair, if you've got one of those knocking about home, which I assume you do. So from here we're looking at a straightforward progression really. We're looking at doing a mixture of the same exercises, hangs and pull-ups, on different size edges. So we'd start with the slightly bigger edge after the jug, and then we'd move down to the slightly smaller edge. So with your warm-up, it's also really important to consider the type of session you're going to be doing. A lot of climbers like to train in half crimp, but if you're going to be doing an open-handed session, 3 fingers for example, you need to consider that as part of your warm-up. So after we've gone through that kind of progressive warm-up, the last thing that I personally like to do as part of my fingerboard warm-up is this exercise. So I like to keep my feet are always on the ground for this, and you take a bit of weight through your arms, but still your legs doing most of it, and you like to work up and then down. And I tend to do about 10 reps of this. It's really important you don't put too much weight through your arms. You'll be able to feel the right amount for your fingers. And I just find this gets the fingers and the forearms especially going really, really well. So after you've gone through all those progressions, you should be starting to feel quite warm now. If you don't, just continue doing them until you really feel like you can start pulling quite hard. Can't really assign a time limit to the warm-up because it's different for every single person and different people warm up at different rates. Finally, I just want to look at some tips that are going to help you through your fingerboard session. Number one is really obvious, chalk. Make sure your hands are chalked well at all times to avoid slipping off the handholds unexpectedly. 2 is a brush to keep the holds nice and clean of excess dirt and chalk. And finally a fan if you have access to one. It's great to have some cool air blowing either across the handholds or across your skin to reduce the sweating.